Does the post look okay? All right, well, can I go on to the next step then? Okay, thank you. All right, welcome back to the journey, folks. So today I'm actually going to be jumping in to all the bracing and just getting all this stuff, getting like all the tops of the post kind of knocked down and such. And then I'm going to have to go over, so the wire that we've been kind of reutilizing, it goes around the bottom of the fence. It's like 18 inches off the ground. It also gives us something to kind of connect the fencing to a little bit. And then later, too, we do plan on, since we're going to have chickens into this paddock area, that will allow them to kind of free range into there. A lot of the fencing we got is strictly for like sheep or goats. And it has a little bit bigger holes that still allows, chickens or the guineas or stuff like that to be able to get out. And we don't want them to do that. So that wire is also going to be utilized for more of like an actual chicken wire going around. We'll probably just do like a 2 foot. It doesn't have to be anything special, right? Because we're not, obviously if they fly up and over the fence, we'll take care of that later. But we don't want them going through the fence down at the bottom. So that's one of the other reasons why that wire is there. It gives us something else other than only the fence to be able to attach that to. And it's also a high tensile strength type wire going all the way around. And that's also helping, support, like I said, the fence and such. But the problem is we're reutilizing this wire. We got this from O'Rourke's Littlefield. Thank you, Jamie and Kevin, once again. You can definitely go check that out. I'm pretty sure we did a video of that a long time ago, but we're still utilizing it. We're still getting it put into place. But it's a big mess. It's just a big ball of junk, and just kind of going through trying to get it all untangled is, whew, yeah. But anyway, let's jump right in. So I'm going to have to use the old Milwaukee. Hopefully it'll cut through these bigger ones. I'm actually I had a chain come off of my chainsaw, and for whatever reason I can't find my the screwdriver wrench, the scrunch, whatever you want to call it, thing, the multi-tool. So I know, put stuff back where it goes and you'll be able to find it, but didn't happen. So let me get a rough estimate. I'm pretty sure like up here. Yeah. Just the top right there. It's pretty thick. Plus I cut these at an angle too, and the reason for that is in the wintertime when you have snow or just rain, right? It's not, you don't have a flat surface for that to sit on, which would cause the post to rot out even faster by hollowing out the center because that moisture is just sitting there. So put it at an angle, it allows all that moisture to go away, and face it south. That way it has the southern sun to help melt that snow. It's gonna take forever with this one. New battery. Here also lies the problem. These batteries, well, for one, you can see how loose that is, that things don't want to line up anymore. I mean, this thing's not that old. We got this when we first came to the property, so less than 3 years old. I love Milwaukee, don't get me wrong, but this is not good. And then I just pulled this off the charger. It's a brand new battery, or brand new charge battery. And then if I press, if you can see, it's dead. It gave me juice for about 5 seconds and then it said no. So we even had a subscriber send us. They were they weren't exactly the Milwaukee brand, but it's batteries that will work in Milwaukee tools. And so far, those 2 batteries have been doing okay. One of them, so the 2 original batteries I got, done. The one that was sent to us, or out of the 2 batteries that was sent to us, one of them's still good. And yeah, it's getting to the point where I just need to get some new tools. I hate having to do that, especially when these aren't that old. But if you want to build stuff, you have to have tools. Problem resolved. I ended up finding the tool to fix the chainsaw. All right, just like that, all the posts are cut. So now I'm gonna go through and start doing the bracing, like in the corners. So bracing there, here, in the middle, and then on the far corner. And then I also need to go through and get an 18-inch measurement, because that's where we're putting that wire that I showed you earlier in the video. So I'll go get some nails and then just put a nail at that 18-inch mark. So when we're running the wire, we can just rest it on top of that nail and then staple it in. And I actually got some new stuff I wanted to try, and maybe it will help with keeping the wire a little bit tighter, but we'll see. Okay, so moving forward, going in to doing the bracing and stuff, I'll be showing you all this first one, and then I'll just bring you back, kind of show you all the rest. But we're actually going to be utilizing these timber tight screws. So I have some 6-inch ones, and then I have some 4-inch ones. I haven't opened up that box yet, otherwise I'll show you. But basically the exact same thing, just 4 inches in length. No, we're not sponsored. We can buy these here locally in our hardware store. So let me go ahead and get the first brace, and then all the way back in the opposing corner of where I'm at, and I'm pretty sure Gladys will show you that one of the bracings that I did there was completely backwards. So at some point I am going to have to take that out, flip it around, go the other way, which is fine, because I actually had a post over there too that had loosened up in the dirt, and it had kind of relieved tension on all that anyway. So yeah, that brace really didn't have any tension on it to begin with, since the other post kind of pulled out, because I wasn't using these. I was just using little 2-inch screws, and it did not work. So I'm gonna have to go back and fix those as well. Feels pretty strong to me. So I'm just gonna be going through doing all the bracings everywhere we need, and then we'll bring it back when it's done and time to start fiddling with this wire. Yeah, not looking forward to that part. Alright folks, so I already knew it was getting late in the day. You can see my sweat clock has already filled my entire shirt, and I already got a late start in the day because we just had a lot of stuff going on, right? Gladys had to go get chicken feed first thing this morning, and then I had to do some errands, go pay some bills, go grab stuff to be able to do this, what I'm doing now. Actually went and helped Dogman move a swing. He bought a new like little porch swing thing, and then did a little video with him. So it's greatly appreciated, helping us out, you know, community helping community. But yeah, here we go. So there's this one. Now I will probably adjust these down lower, the support posts, but that one's good to go. And it is beefy. It is beefy. And then coming over to this one. Oh, you probably even seen, you're like, well, Anson, what about that really tall post back there that you missed? You didn't cut that one because that's not necessarily for the fence. That is actually for the chicken run, and I need to be able to leave that post long because I'm going to be doing still a wire mesh, but it's just going to be like a slanted, right? So that's why I didn't cut it. But boom, here we go. We got this one in. Same thing. Now, whenever I first put like some of these posts in, this is the very first fence that I put in, I didn't like cut the tops at an angle. I mean, I could probably try to come back and do a little bit. I mean, this wire can even get moved down and be able to cut that. But I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, almost all of them on this side I didn't cut at an angle. Even a bunch on the second fence I did not cut at an angle. And I just know at some point those are going to rot out a lot faster than this one back here. So it is what it is. We'll deal with it when we get to that point, I guess. So I think that's going to wrap it up for today. Actually, as I was cleaning up my tools and coming to grab y'all to be able to show you, the kiddo had already poked her head out the door saying dinner time. So with that being said, we'll see you in the morning. All right, top of the morning, folks. So all that area back there is done. I was going to come over here and kind of work on this side. And one of the things that I need to do, right, is I need to be able to take off the auger for this to be able to put the backhoe on, because we have other stuff coming up this weekend that I need the backhoe for. But if you see my mark here, I was thinking about, because we had this post, that basically, because we post everything every 30 feet, right? And then we're going to put T-posts in between the cedar posts. And that's basically where this one ended up, was, you know, fairly close to this one. Well, all the rest of the corners have the support post at the corner 4 feet away from here. Well, at first, right, I was just thinking of just putting just a single brace going down to here, since it was fairly close. And I didn't like the way it looked. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and fire up the tractor. I'm going to try to attempt to do this by myself without Gladys' help. I was able to do that to a few holes. So, let me get y'all set up. We'll get the tractor set up, and we'll get to digging this hole. Okay, so one of the easiest ways that I actually found for digging holes, if you have to do it manually, here, right, is our soil content is a lot of clay. It's a really clay enriched soil, and then obviously we have a lot of rocks, right? A majority of the time, it's just going to be smaller rocks like this, but then you've seen in other holes that we get some pretty good sized rocks. But to get yourself a landscaping bar that has a point on one end and then a blade on the other. So basically you come in basically all around your edge of your hole, just kind of break that soil up. And as you're breaking up that soil, especially with clay and rocks, it's going to break, right? And you get it all nice and soft, and then once you get a nice pile going, then you come in with your post hole digger and you just take out all that nice soft dirt. And then once I get down here to the bottom, I'm going to show you kind of the difference of why I don't only just use the post hole digger in this heavy clay. Or if you have rocks, I'm just glad that this hole doesn't have rocks in it. But see, now that I'm down here at the end, you see I'm not really picking up that much anymore. And then it's hard, right? So I'm having to use a lot more energy to be able to pick up dirt. So the reward is not worth the effort using only the post hole digger. So come back in with my landscaping bar. Alright, that section is done. So now I need to go through and actually start putting in screws at the 18-inch mark. And then that's going to be for the wire that I talked about that goes along the bottom. So basically every post, I'm just going to put in a screw. Be easy to take out. I think last time I used nails, and half those nails are probably still in the fits. I've taken them out. But yeah. And then once this is done, it's over to trying to untangle all that wire to get long enough strips to be able to do all this. So, yep, here we go. Alright, babe, let me know if this helps you. I'll start doing like action and cut and all that stuff once I'm on station. Action.
Alright, as you can see, he just tied the first piece of wire, this first post. There it is.
Yeah, and then I'll come back and put a staple here.
Yeah,
and then
to tighten it. Boom. So he cut about 100 feet of wire to get to the center.
A little over. I mean, this run is about 94 feet, but I wanted to have enough to be able to go around the post like that.
Yeah, I did the same thing over there. I just hooped it on there so it wouldn't kind of spring itself back over here.
Plus, everything's going to go on the inside, so
yes.
I'm going to have to lift the wire up. And over all the posts. So I went through and I used these little screw-in clips here and got it all tightened down. So I'll bring it back over here. And wouldn't you know that we only had a 5% chance of rain today. 5% for a couple hours. And it rained. It rained here. Now this one I went ahead and put 2, and I'll come back to take those other screws out because we're right here up against the creek. And this is one of the areas where, you know, flood waters will come through. So just trying to make that a little stronger. And then coming down here, I got that one and this one. And then I'm gonna cut the wire here, go ahead and wrap it around the post, and then put a few more screws on that. But I utilized a chain on that tree and then just a little ratchet strap to give it what it needs. So finishing setting this post, I keep hearing splashing. I was like, oh, Giggles is in her bath. Nope. Turkeys playing in the water. So that's all we're doing is going through and I'm going to continue putting that wire down at the bottom, going all the way around. Get off me. But yeah, bugs are starting to come out. It's already getting late in the evening. It's getting close to being dinner time. And dealing with rain, and obviously also dealing with more Jeep issues. So I basically need to stop working on the fence so I can go work on the Jeep. And we're not able to go to a festival at Cattle Gap this weekend that I wanted to go to because of the Jeep. So can't win for losing. But anyway, to be continued.